Question 7 is 6, and that's an L, by the way. L m squared over 33 L squared, L cubed m6, all raised to the power of 2. So the first thing you should do is take a little 1, put it on top of the 6, on top of the L, on top of the 3, because they have exponents. The second thing you should do is multiply that 2 that's outside times every exponent inside the parentheses, even the ones down here. Okay? So, if you multiply them, change color, you're going to get 6 to the second power. Oops. Right? Because 2 times 1 is 2. L to the second power. And m to the fourth, because 2 times 2 is 4. At the bottom, we're going to get 3. And there's a 1 there, times the 2 outside is 2. L to the 6, and then m, well, 6 times 2 is 12, m to the 12. Let me simplify this. Let me write 6 to the second power as a regular number, 36. 3 to the second power is going to be 9. Let's look at the L's. L2 at the top, L6 at the bottom, so there's more L's at the bottom. How many more? L4, so after you simplify, you got 4 L's left over. M12 and M4, and again, you have more M's at the bottom, you get M to the 8th power. We can take this one further step. The L's we're done with, the M's we're done with, but the 36 over 9, if you simplify that, what's 36 divided by 9? It's just 4, but that 4 goes in the numerator. So, a little cleaner, it's 4 on top, L to the 4th, M to the 8th. That's how easy that is. 10. 8 v to the 5th w to the negative 6 over, copy the question, 2 v to the negative 3rd w to the 2nd, and then v to the 6th and w. Notice that I didn't put the parentheses, right? There's parentheses here, but they're not raised to any power. There's a power of 1 in there, but so we don't really need the parentheses. So I'm going to take advantage and remove the parentheses. So let's take care of everything at once. So first thing I'm going to take care of is the 8 and the 2. That's just a 1 8 and 1 2. There's no exponents except the 1. So 8 divided by 2 is just 4. So 8 over 2 becomes just 4. Done. Let's do the v's, and notice that there are some negatives here. So let's do some arrangement. Let's arrange this nicely. So v to the 5th stays where it is. W to the negative 6 is going to go down because it's a negative exponent. So now if you throw it to the denominator, it becomes positive. So these two are done. At the bottom, v to the negative 3, well, it's negative, so it goes up. W2 stays down. V to the 6, this v to the 6 is going to go up. And this w stays down. Now we can simplify that one more step. Well, if you look at the v's, all the v's are on the top. So we can write that as it's a product of v to the 5th, v to the 3rd times v to the 6th. So we can keep the base and simply add the exponents. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. So it's v to the 14th. At the bottom, all the w's are downstairs, right? So we can apply the product rule. Let me put a little 1 here. So keep the base, which is w, and then 6 plus 2 plus 1 is 9. So that should have been your final answer. So again, remember, change all your negative exponents, if there are negative exponents, to positive exponents, right? By either throwing them down to the denominator or shifting them up to the numerator, and then you simplify. Okay, so that's probably the easiest way to do it. 8, 10. Next one is 11. So this 11 is a little bit more complicated. So it's a fraction. And all that's being raised to the negative 4. We have a 3. We have an s to the negative 2. We have a t to the 4th. And then the denominator we have 6, s to the 3rd, and t to the negative 5th. So what you should do first is put a little 1 here so you don't forget to multiply, and a little 1 here. Now do me a huge favor, right? Let's get rid of this negative 4 exponent. So that negative 4 multiplies every exponent inside the parentheses. So even down here too, the 4 multiplies by the negative 5, 4 multiplies by the 3, and the negative 4 multiplies by the 1. So let's clean it up. So 3 Well, 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. The s, we have negative 2 times negative 4, which is positive 8. The t is t to the 4th. 4 times negative 4 is t to the negative 16. 6 to the first power, but its first power times negative 4 becomes negative 4. S to the third power, well, it's 3 times negative 4 becomes negative 12. And then t to the negative 5th, negative 5 times negative 4 is 20. So all I did was multiply this guy over here, times all the exponents inside the parentheses. Done. Now, there are a lot of negative exponents. Let's change them to positive, so let's do it one by one. Let's do this guy first. 3 to the negative 4th is going to come down here, and then the 4 becomes positive. S to the 8th stays where it is. T to the negative 16 is going to come down here, so I'm just going to write it here to the side. Right, because negative exponents, so we go in the denominator, it becomes positive. S to the negative 4, well, we're going to throw this guy upstairs, and it's going to become a 4 positive. S to the negative 12 also comes up, it becomes positive. But t to the 20, it's already positive, so that doesn't go anywhere, it just stays down here. And I'm going to write it over here. Now I can simplify. Okay, so let's take care of the the 6. Okay, let me get a calculator. Well, s to the 6 to the 4th power is 1,296. 3 to the 4th power is 81. So I'm going to leave that like that for now. I'll try to simplify it later. S8 and S to the 12, they're both on top, right? So I can just keep the base, add 8 plus 12, gives me 20. Likewise with the t's, they're both in the denominator, so we can use the product rule. So it's t, keep the base, add 20 plus 16, 36. Although that looks like the final answer, it might not be. We want this fully simplified. So the S20 and the t to the 36, there's nothing to do. But I'm going to put this guy here in my calculator and press the simplify button to see if it simplifies. So put it as a fraction, 1296 over 81. And I'm going to press simplify, enter. And that is actually just 16. So 1,296 divided by 81 is just 16, and that 16 goes here. That should be your final answer. 7, what did we do? 7, 8, 10, did we do 10? Yeah, we did 10. 11, we just did, and then we have 12. So 12 looks like this really ugly thing. 3, L to the negative 2nd, M to the 3rd, all in parentheses. There's no exponent here, so I'm just going to put a little blank here. There's no exponent, so that's empty, right? There's a 1 actually, right? And then the next one is 2. And then again, I'm going to put a 1 on top of the 2. Let me go back here, put a 1 on top of the 3. M to the negative 5th. But this one has parentheses, what do you call it, an exponent outside of parentheses. And finally, the last one, L, again, the first power, M to the 4th, negative. So first thing you should do is take whatever exponent's outside and multiply by, and I'll put little lines here. Multiply that, and this, and then the negative 3 multiplies the 1 and the 4. So that's the first thing you got to do. You can't do anything else. You have to. So now the first one, it didn't actually have the exponent of 1. I just put it there so that you know. But if you multiply 1 times all these exponents inside, it ends up being the same thing. So 3 to the 1st, L to the negative 2nd, M to the 3rd. So it's just exactly the same thing it was inside. Next one, times 2 to the, well, it's 1 times negative 2, so it's 2 to the negative 2nd power. M, negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. And then that L there, well, the L is negative 3 times 1, which is negative 3. And then the M, 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Done. So I did all the power to powers, right? All the exponents have been multiplied. Now I get to simplify this even further. I'll put a fraction because I know there's some negative exponents, so I know we're going to have to put some of them in the denominator. So let's do it one by one. Let's do the numbers first. 3 to the first power stays where it is. Done. 2 to the negative 2nd power, right? It's a negative exponent, so it goes down here. And I'm going to put it like that. Change colors. Let's do the letter L's. L to the second power comes downstairs. It becomes positive. There's another L here. L to the negative third power comes downstairs, becomes positive. Change colors. Now there is an M. M to the third power is positive, so it stays where it is. M to the negative 10 power comes downstairs, becomes positive. And then M to the negative 12 power comes downstairs, becomes positive. Okay. Let's take care of this. 3, let's take care of the coefficients. Well, that's just a 3, does nothing. And 2 to the second power is just 4. Can I simplify 3/4 any further? No. Let's take care of the L's. There's L to the second power and L to the third power. We can keep the base, add the exponents, and 2 plus 3 is 5. Right, so make that a little prettier. L to the fifth power. Let's look at the M's. There's M to the third powers, and then there's M10 and M12. So you know what? I'm going to combine M10 and M12, and instead of M10 and M12, I'm just going to write it as M22, right? Because it's a little bit easier to see. Now I can ask you, well, there's M to the third power on top, and M to the 22nd power at the bottom. If you simplify, right, and you cross out the M's, where are you going to have M's left over? You're going to have M's left over at the bottom. And how many are you going to have left over? You're going to have 19. This is your final answer. Okay. That's it. I hope I didn't skip anyone. So it was 7, 8, which I did. I think I did. 9, 10, and 12. 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. All right, and that's it.